Welcome to our deep dive into the significant developments surrounding the 16th BRICS Summit, which kicked off on October 22, 2024 in the historic city of Kazan, Russia. This summit marks a pivotal moment in global geopolitics, bringing together representatives from over 30 countries, including heads of state and government. Notably, the presence of UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres at the conference has sparked intense debate and criticism from various Western political figures. As the summit unfolds over 3 days, it becomes essential to examine the broader context and implications of this gathering. Western leaders have been quick to assert that Russia is isolated due to what they describe as unprecedented sanctions imposed in response to its actions in Ukraine and other geopolitical maneuvers. However, the reality revealed by this summit challenges such narratives. The robust participation of nations from across the globe suggests a growing interest in fostering ties with Russia, signaling a potential shift in the international landscape. Guterres' attendance at the BRICS conference has ignited outrage, particularly among officials in Ukraine and other Western nations. Critics allege that his visit undermines the credibility of the United Nations, reflecting a sense of jealousy and anger towards Russia's ability to convene such a diverse assembly of nations. Ukrainian authorities have gone so far as to formally renounce Guterres' presence, arguing that it diminishes the collective stance of Western nations against Russia. This backlash highlights the tensions that are escalating in the West, indicating that the narrative of Russian isolation may be far from reality. Meanwhile, the summit has been characterized by many Western experts as a significant defeat for the West and a clear victory for Russia. French historian and sociologist Emmanuel Todd has boldly stated that the West has experienced a severe setback in its long-standing conflict with Russia. He suggests that, despite the collective efforts of the United States and over 50 allied nations attempting to undermine Russia's position, these endeavors have failed to achieve their intended goals. Todd's commentary brings to light the paradoxical situation in which Russia, often dismissed by Western leaders as a mere gas station nation, contributing only 1.5% to the global GDP, is demonstrating resilience and strength on the world stage. This ongoing conflict is not merely a theoretical discussion, it has tangible effects on the ground, particularly in Ukraine. Despite extensive Western support aimed at isolating Russia economically and militarily, Todd emphasizes that there has been no definitive victory in either arena. The high attendance of global leaders at the Kazan summit serves as a testament to the shifting allegiances and interests in the international arena. Todd argues that this phenomenon reflects a growing recognition among nations that engaging with Russia may be more beneficial than adhering strictly to Western narratives. In light of this evolving landscape, it is crucial to recognize the voices within the West that advocate for a more rational approach to international relations. While some individuals possess the capacity for reasonable and informed thought, they often find themselves overshadowed by the prevailing political rhetoric. The reluctance of many Western leaders to acknowledge the realities of their geopolitical failures, even in the face of mounting evidence, poses a significant challenge to fostering constructive dialogue with Russia. As a reaction to the undeniable resilience demonstrated by Russia, Western governments have increasingly resorted to punitive measures against countries expressing interest in collaborating with Moscow. Over the past month, leaders from 5 nations who sought to strengthen their ties with Russia have faced sanctions from the United States, the United Kingdom, and the European Union. This aggressive stance illustrates a desperate attempt to maintain the narrative of Western superiority and control in the face of Russia's growing influence. In response to these challenges, Russian President Vladimir Putin has reiterated the urgent need for establishing a new financial system. This system aims to reduce dependency on Western economies and the US dollar, which has often been wielded as a weapon in economic sanctions. Putin's vision is ambitious. It seeks to create a financial architecture that empowers BRICS nations and allows them to operate independently from the pressures exerted by Western powers. Specifically, Putin has emphasized the importance of establishing a financial framework that aligns with the interests of BRICS countries, thereby fostering economic cooperation and stability among its members. The new development bank, an initiative established by BRICS, will play a crucial role in this endeavor. This bank aims to serve as a reliable source of funding, offering support to member nations facing economic challenges. In stark contrast to the International Monetary Fund, IMF, which is often criticized for prioritizing the interests of globalists in Washington and London, the new development bank focuses on advancing the economic development of all BRICS members. The goals of BRICS extend beyond mere financial cooperation. They also encompass a vision for a multipolar world. This vision advocates for a more balanced distribution of power in international relations, opposing the unipolar model that has dominated global politics for decades. By championing the economic development of all its member states, BRICS emphasizes the strength that comes from collective cooperation, as opposed to the exclusive advancement of Western nations. The growing appeal of BRICS is evident in the increasing number of nations expressing interest in joining the bloc. Currently, BRICS countries account for a remarkable 25% of global exports and an impressive 40% of the world's GDP. Projections indicate that by the end of 2024, the BRICS economy will surpass that of the G7 countries by 1.7%, underscoring its rising significance in the global economic landscape. As these figures continue to grow, experts are beginning to refer to BRICS as the most powerful economic alliance in the world. Recent forecasts from the International Monetary Fund further underscore this trend. The IMF's October projections anticipate that Russia will rank fourth in the world economy in terms of purchasing power parity by 2024, with a 3.55% share of global GDP at that level. This places Russia ahead of Japan, which is expected to account for only 3.38% of the global GDP. The top three positions will be held by China, the United States, and India, highlighting the shifting economic power dynamics in favor of emerging markets. Additionally, the IMF acknowledges that by the end of 2024, Russia's GDP is projected to increase by 3.6%. However, this estimate has been contested by the Russian Ministry of Economy, which asserts that the country's GDP growth will reach 3.9%. This divergence in forecasts illustrates the complexities of measuring economic performance in a rapidly changing global environment. Regardless of these differences, the overarching message remains clear. The Russian economy is demonstrating resilience and stability amidst challenging conditions. Historically, President Putin has set ambitious goals for the Russian economy, aiming to elevate its global ranking to among the top 30 economies. He has also directed efforts to reduce the national poverty rate by 12% and has called upon domestic manufacturers to produce essential goods, including electronics and automobiles, to minimize reliance on imports. This drive towards self-sufficiency reflects a broader strategy of economic independence that aims to bolster Russia's position in the global marketplace. Interestingly, the effects of Western sanctions, initially intended to cripple the Russian economy, have led to unexpected outcomes. Polish President Andrzej Duda has recently acknowledged that many Western businesses are reconsidering their stance and are moving back to Russia. This shift can be attributed to the stable growth and strengthening of the Russian economy, which has showcased its ability to adapt and thrive despite external pressures. Even the most fervent critics of Russia now recognize that the country is poised for success and prosperity over the next decade. Thank you for watching our analysis of the 16th BRICS Summit. If you found this video insightful, please subscribe for more updates and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support means a lot to me. Until next time, take care.